Hello, hello everybody. Good evening to the folks on the Clubhouse, Wisdom app, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Uh, Finally, everything is working. So I am Rao Kulusu. I'm doing the um, series on this, what I consider spirituality to be simple, positive, and calming our minds. I don't mean to belittle that, but I think in the eventual analysis or perception, that's what it is, right? So that's what I was going to present today. And we have already done with our food and activity and sleep also this morning. I will focus more on the relaxation today, and maybe give you some yogic perspective on how you can be relaxed in your body all the time, and what are the opportunities we have to really relax during the work and during any activity that we do. Okay, so as you know, I'm Rao Kulusu. I'm an internal medicine physician. I kind of was very active up until COVID. After the COVID, I kind of slowed down as a physician, but working online a lot of time. But I also worked in the hospitals too. And now uh, I'm kind of focusing on the bigger perspective of wellness for the community as a whole. So I'm getting a lot of international and national audience for that. I'm glad about it. So I have been sharing my information during the COVID also. I was very actively involved, and I'm also an informatician, so I get to do with big data, but I analyze that now, but also work as a EMR consultant, and I really train people to be uh, really comfortable with EMRs. There are a lot of doctors, and that has produced this burnout problem with the physicians. And I work as a burnout coach also, and IT professionals for stress management, and also a transformation course of being a servant leader for the CEOs and health care systems heads, like presidents and CEOs and all that, right? So I have those activities, but I also come on the social media. I made a lot of friends. I'm very happy about it, and I can get to participate and listen to a lot of people, and also give my 2 cents worth too. And this series is focusing more on the spirituality. For me, is to just to be. That is the simplest thing, I think. But we kind of formed a network of thought, emotional gambles, and also a lot of divisions among ourselves because of the identification with so many things. It could be religion, it could be faiths, it could be creeds, or so many things, right? Nationalities and all that, and all that leads to not being the source which we are, and be in that, right? So simplicity of spirituality for me is, if you close your eyes, if you are peaceful within yourself, you know, not asking anything, not demanding anything, or not regretting anything, not forecasting anything. And you can have your mind peaceful because you are involved with the work that is purifying your mind, like a service oriented work. Any work we do, we make it service that becomes that. Okay. So I'm not rambling on this because simplicity really comes when you are internally aligned and peaceful and really together, right? So when you close your eyes, your mind will be peaceful, and you have a loving heart and joyful existence. And then you will be blissful too if you really touch the core. Okay, that's something that I'm very happy about. Not really proud or anything, but I'm glad I was able to touch that blissfulness and also be in that. But when you open the eyes, you want to serve somebody. Like I'm trying to serve my friends with whatever little I know. I want to share. I want to invite them for discussions and all that. Right? That really helps me and helps them, my friends also. Okay. I'm so happy during the COVID. I was able to be very active in Clubhouse and Wisdom and LinkedIn too. And I made a good number of friends, which is rich and which really made richness to my life. It brought the richness. So simplicity in the sense of closing the eyes, checking whether I'm peaceful or not. In this moment, why do you have to regret something happened in the past? In this moment, why do you have to project something in the form of a worry? In this moment everything is there, so that is life. So if you can really live every moment with what I call a positive mind, or movement through positive awareness, that moment will be very good, and when you open the eyes you want to serve somebody. Okay, that also you can say, am I doing it for some egoistic reasons or some profit? This is all very common, right? Then you can do as much as you can do. You are working for the family, you are working for the society, you are working for some institution, or you are working for some voluntary purpose, all those things I'm talking about. So simple thing is, when you close your eyes, your mind is silent and you have peace with it. When you open your eyes, you are kind of trying to help somebody something. Okay. um, it is not that you are a bad person if you close your eyes and you are really thinking a lot and you are worrying about a lot, but it's just you don't have to be, if you open your eyes and you are looking for your own benefits, not also not a problem. But for me, the spirituality definition was given by a sage, and I caught on to that. His name was Ranganatha Swami. In India, he addressing some philosophical gathering, and then he said that this is the way people are really can assess themselves whether they are going towards the spiritual nature or they are still engulfed in the material. See, the worldly affairs, the more you can understand and put them in perspective and not be engulfed by them, not be directed by them, I think you'll be very peaceful anyway. So it's not a anti-statement against the worldly affairs. It's just that how much you want to get involved. How much unconscious they are, how much compulsive those tendencies are. That's all. And then you can devise a lifestyle that is more akin to it. If not, you can be servicing 7 days. Do it once a week. That kind of thing. I'm sure a lot of people do that too. Then positive. See, the positive thing is very important because unless you are transcended the mindset, but if you should have a mindset, let that be a positive, because if it is a negative mindset, it feeds on itself, it digs a grave for itself, like you go into a deeper depression. On the other hand, if you allow the negatives go in the future, then you have anxiety, right? So what we're talking about here is just be positive mindset as much as possible. It could be um, something that you done that day, or something happened to you in a positive way, or you intend something. All those things, I always advise people, um, just review the day, put the negatives aside, and then catch up on some of the positives before you go to sleep. And also when you get up to sleep, be grateful, be positive about what your intentions are going to be. And that makes a lot of difference. So it sets you in a positive frame of mind, and then you go from one to the other. Okay. So that is the positive. Everybody knows that positive mindset, positive attitude, positive. Even though things are really bad, then you can think this too shall pass. That's a simple thing that we have been listening for a long time, right? Now you can do that too. Then the last one is the common. this calming in the body, in the mind, in the heart, that's very, very, enriching for everybody. So, if you can notice that you are restless in your body, you just sit and let it subside. If you do so many things, you can relax too. For example, I relax in the car while I'm driving. Okay, usually these cars are pretty tight, and old cars may have some noise, but otherwise it is quite right. And then I kind of try to see the road, even though it is familiar to me. What is the new I'm seeing, and how can I really relax so that I can see the sights in front of me or hear the noises like that. I kind of listen to the birds chirping, or of leaves falling, or water flowing, any of the natural stuff that is presented to me. I will focus on that. So that kind of thing in the driving you can do. Or in the driving also, I kind of show people, fix your gaze in front, and then what you do is you can do the spinal twist, slow and this way and this way. You can have the one wheel on the driving wheel, but otherwise you can twist your head to that way, this way too, but keep the gaze always in the front. And also you can move the head forward and backward, and then you can also do this stretch. Yes, any number of stretch can be done. And also, if you put the car in cruise, you can do the extension of the leg, and then extension of the toes and all that. So number of things you can do. And I usually the stomping or the marching while I'm driving on the cruise. That doesn't accumulate all the venous and lymphatic flow in the lower limbs, and it comes up, right? So what I'm saying is, you can relax, you can stretch, you can breathe. That's another too. One trick I taught my kid was, every time you stop at the red light, if you are alone, or if even if it's somebody, if you are not quite, try to make three deep breaths with your spine erect. Let the mouth close, and then take deep breath through the nose, and then abdominal comes up, and you take the deep breath, and then abdominal goes towards the spine when you breathe out. Do three breaths like that. That's all. So that becomes like a good habit, not a compulsive thing, but it's a good, easy thing that you can do to relax your thought patterns that are running pretty fast. They will slow down. Okay, that is simple. So there are exercises you can do. There is a meditative way you can drive by paying attention to what you are doing in the moment. And also, you can really observe the road. If you are driving on a highway, that's what I used to do. I used to go to different hospitals, so sometimes it's 6 hours drive. But then I focused on the winding road, or the rain falling, or the fog, whatever that new things that are presented, I am with them. So that way, I don't let my mind run unnecessarily unless I have something to think about. That's fine. That's a focused thinking. But this random thinking, unconscious thinking, and then compulsive thinking, that's what I'm telling you about. Then you can be very, very happy that you have solved some problems during the day, or during the drive, and then yeah, you will be more relaxed. So relaxation can happen in the driving in so many ways. And suppose you go to the work, how do you relax in the middle of the chaos? There is a way. What it is take each action that you are doing and pay complete attention to it. Don't let the extraneous thoughts come into you. And that is the problem with a lot of people. The multitasking, doing so many things and going one to other is not good for us at all. What you do is, even if I have a patient, and I have another call from the nurse, and another one, leaning on me and on the bench saying that, doctor, we need this person's medication to be approved, whatever I take for that moment, for that time, I am complete attentive to that. Then that particular task gets done properly, for me at least. And then I go to the next one. Like on the EMR, I don't want to open 10 patients at a time. I open only one patient, deal with it, and close it. That way I don't have a problem of error making or confusion or overcrowding on my mind. And another thing is, every task you do, finish it up. Don't let it linger on. You know, that kind of attention to every action is very, very, very good for people who are doing multitasking. This is my solution for the multitasking. Okay. Then during the day you will be attentive, you will be focused, you will be doing, and also you have a some kind of systematic way to do the regular routine things that you do, and also be prepared for spontaneously something comes your way, that kind of thing. So I have a very, very busy day today, but I'm completely off of that. See, now I'm able to talk to you in a relaxed, nice manner because I never accumulated all that. I take a task, pay attention, finish it, and that's it. Don't let it linger on. If it is a big deal, write it down on the paper and let it go out of your mind. That kind of organization really helps, especially before you go to bed. Do that. Review all the reactions. That's my humble suggestion because I do that. That's why I'm telling you. Put everything out of your mind and sleep. That really induces sleep and also relaxes you better. Other things, suppose you get angry, suppose you get irritated, suppose you get jealous and all that, be aware of that intense emotion that coming up to you, and when you are aware you will notice that emotion drops. I'm angry, the moment I'm aware of the angry, it stops. I'm egotistical, I'm aware of the ego, it drops. That is something Krishnamurti, Jiddu Krishnamurti taught me. And he was like that. He told people to um, whatever you do, whatever happens in my life, I don't mind because I have no mind. So we all think we have a separate mind and ego and personality which we built up by the thoughts. But in reality, if you look at it, if you question who is this mind, you will see it's a bunch of thoughts. And then you go one particular thought at a time. You can go to few thoughts, then much less, then two, three thoughts, then one thought. And it's easy to go beyond one thought. Yeah, the moment you pay attention to thoughts, they slow down. Or take a deep breath, they slow down. So all that adds up to the relaxation of the body and the mind and the heart also. So that's what I was talking about, the being relaxed when you are working and all that. And when you want to retire, one thing has become a casualty in our civilization is this unwinding mechanism that used to be there before. Even in my childhood, I was in India at the time. We have a radio, big radio that broke, so they never repaired it. And then we were out in the evening playing a lot, so we were tired and came there. And then there was singing by my grandparent, by my mom, by even if the singing is not there, there's a beggar used to come singing all the devotional songs, and everybody used to go and they're happy to give him rice because he's singing all the divine songs, right? So and then we kind of we're lying on the terrace, like in a beautiful sky above us, and a beautiful breeze and all that. So we had a lovely setting for my grandfather to sing songs and then explain to them what is the meaning, like morals and all that, right? But that gave us the time to unwind. Even in the evening when I'm studying in the medical school, many of my friends come to visit me. I never used to go anywhere. They used to come to me, and then we used to enjoy the terrace and we used to sit there and just casual talk, exchanging opinion, understanding things, and all that. That was an unwinding period for us. I think that has become a casualty because these apps and all of it right now. See, I'm sitting with you guys. Doing it, but this is unwinding for me too in a way because I don't have to be tense about anything, right? I'm trying to share with my friends, so that's a beautiful thing for me. And I'm trying to share something in the spirit of service of my friends. And then that becomes really doesn't touch me. This is real karma yoga when you are doing an action without the sense of I am doing it, and not looking for any results. Okay, that is true karma yoga, which purifies your mind. So if you do something for other than you, that means unselfish work, nishkama karma. That's what they said. And then that itself purifies you. But then modern society, what it is, you do everything for some profit, for some dollar amount, and then you will do everything with sense of I am doing it, me, I am responsible. But I'm now come to the conclusion, or whatever we do, it is done through the divine's hands. So we are the tool. That's the kind of thing. Once we have that, we don't have any problem with anything that is going on. Okay. So that is how you relax. Let me, some other wants come to talk to me. Okay. One friend of ours is coming on the uh, wisdom app. Hello, Luis.
Hello, doctor.
How are you?
I'm all good. You're good?
Yeah, yeah, I'm doing good. So what do you think about this? What we are talking about?
Um, what type of yoga did you say it was?
Well, this is more like talking about spirituality being simple, positive, and calming our minds. So we are talking
Um,
about relaxation today.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I liked it. It's just, I mean, there is a type of like, I don't know. I joined. I was going to ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm kind of interested, like really interested into trying to understand more about like Kriya yoga. And I was wondering if you understood anything about Kriya
Yeah,
yoga.
Kriya Yoga is something that you do with whether your body or your breath or your mind and all that. So it's actually something you do. But that's not the topic in this one. But I will recommend a book for you. Kriya Yoga is described very well in that. It's called An Autobiography of Yogi.
Yeah. No, I have been told to read it.
Yeah, yeah. Read that. That has got a lot of Kriya Yoga, Lois. You will love it.
Yogananda.
Yeah, Yogananda. Yeah, that is it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you like it because there are some specific things that you can do. Actually, what happens is when you do the Kriya Yoga, you actually feel your energy webbing up,
Yeah.
and you
See,
feel,
I've experienced this through
yeah,
meditation and through Kundalini dancing.
yeah, yeah. Well, but read that book and that will be very much good. But tell me about how do you relax? What is the method you do to relax every day?
Um, I mean, if you're talking about daily, like when you're stimulated, I mean, what
Yeah.
I tend to think a lot.
Uh-huh.
Whereas when I'm doing daily activities, I'm happy to have
Oh,
a lot of thoughts
good.
because I kind of want to just get all as much. I know we can't know everything because
Yeah.
we live in a universe that evolves,
Yeah, yeah.
but I
That's
just
good.
want to know as much as we can to clear up the past
Yeah,
so
that's good.
that everything can be put to rest,
Yeah, that
and then we
service
can.
attitude, service attitude of yours really helps everybody and you too.
I just tend to just get to the point where I say I meditate once a day,
Ah, good, good.
at least once a day, like
Yeah,
maybe two times. And I
yeah,
try to just do it for as long as possible, and
yeah.
that just helps center myself.
Yeah. I mean, meditation can be in the morning and in the evening or during the day, but there is something called being meditative all the time. That means you don't want
Well,
to vagabond the thought all over. You kind of focus the thought to the things you are doing. And when you are doing also, you don't let the thoughts interfere you. And then you can have a formal, if you prefer, twice a day or once a day, that's fine too, but everybody is at a different way that they want to do, right? That will be very
do you,
nice.
do you mean like when you're doing just daily things, you just understand what you're doing, what can
Yeah,
happen, the causes, effects?
paying
Because that's how I
attention,
think.
being aware of what we are doing and being with it completely. Present moment awareness. That means you
Yeah,
don't let your
that's
thought go into the past or into the future unnecessarily.
yeah. No, only when needed. That's when I do it.
Yeah, yeah. See, if you cultivate that presence in the morning, Louis, it's much better and it will go. So, one of the things I tell people is don't open the devices at least 1 hour after you wake up in the morning and try to be aware and in the present. You know, the same thing in the night. Don't sleep with the devices, but shut them off 1 hour before you go to sleep.
Yeah, to bring the body back into
Yeah,
the atmosphere properly. Then.
yeah, exactly. So, I mean, the meditation that you do, what kind of meditation you do? Tomorrow we're going to have more discussion on the meditation. You know,
Yeah, that's right.
I was doing like the order, like we did the food, activity, and today sleep and relaxation. Tomorrow, mind and thought. I'm going to talk extensively on that, and then that finishes the series. So
Yeah, I've tried something that I think is quite handy for sleeping.
yeah.
Um, I've noticed that because one thing I don't really dream often. Um, well, up until recently, I've started getting my dreams back.
Hmm.
It's like a reward for me. Like until I started correcting a couple of things in my life, I wasn't getting my dreams back for some reason.
Okay.
But when I was dreaming a while ago,
Hmm.
I had heard something just on the internet that says if
Yeah.
you want to basically be in control of your dreams and have lucid dreams,
Yeah.
then
Well,
then
if you
you
are
can tap
attentive
into them.
all day, if you are attentive all day, you will have less dreams, you know. And also, as you sleep deeper as you go along, the dreams will cut down. That depends on so many things, diet and the things that you did that day, and all those things will be there. But that's a different big subject. I'm glad you are
Balance.
having lucid dreams.
Have to have balance literally in everything. Then you have the human body is a little,
Yeah,
but really sensitive,
yeah,
delicate, sacred instrument.
yeah. Okay, Luis, I think we were coming to a point where we will be finishing off this session. Thanks for joining us, and then I'll be seeing you again. Okay, you have anything else you want
But
to add?
no, that's it. Thank you
Yeah,
for everything.
yeah. Read that book, Autobiography of Yogi. You will know more about Kriya Yoga in that. Okay,
Okay, thank you, Doctor. Much
thank you.
love. Bye.
Yeah, bye. So
Bye.
that was Louis, our friend. He came up, and I'm glad he gave us a chance to say about that book about Kriya Yoga, and you can take that and read it. Steve Jobs, the Apple founder. Um, that is the only book he had on his iPad. You know, so he was very serious about the Kriya Yoga, and then he said self actualization is the thing. All that came from that, and he said that's the only book I would recommend anybody to read. And also other thing is he made the iPhone, but he would not let his children use it because he knows the side effects of the using the iPhone, especially in nighttime. So for his children, he protected them from his own iPhone. But for the world, everybody is buying and having problems from it. This is a fact. So I just want to bring that up for us. uh, so uh, I talked about sleep this morning, but basically prepare for the sleep, have the ambience, have some preparation like a warm bath or light music, instrumental music, light reading, or just to sit down and review the day and throw out the minor things. And if it is really important, write it down on the paper. That also you put it away from your mind for the night and empty the mind as much as possible like that, and then unwind. And I prefer to do the shavasana, which is corpse pose. There is a special way to do that, or the sitting down, head to toe scanning, same thing. And that's the yoga nidra I talked about. And then you sleep, and then you wake up in the morning completely refreshed. Don't get into the thoughts right away. Just give some time to be in the present, to come back to the present, and then go from there. Okay. My yoga practice in my wellness club, which I welcome everybody to come and join, in the morning, 6 o'clock. Tomorrow I'm going to do that for everybody, even the people who are members and non-members will be done on Friday as a sample that people can taste. 6 o'clock central, and then I'll follow with the 7 o'clock talk on the mind and yeah, yoga. So it will be done on all the channels tomorrow, and you can join me. Otherwise, you require a Zoom for a subscription, and then I can do that, and that has got more benefits. They can talk to me on the Facebook or on the live programs and all that. But tomorrow is going to be just somebody asked me to do yoga while sitting. So I'll be sitting like this, but I'll be doing from head to toe yoga, and also routine for immunity, routine for eyes, and all those things we will do. I enjoy doing them. I enjoy presenting them. I hope people will find them useful. So you can join me tomorrow morning 6 a.m. I'll be able to do that. Okay. Now, apart from the sleep, from the relaxation, how do you have relaxation uh, like your mind is not moving? That's a big subject. That is meditation also. We will be covering that. But basically, what it is if you think your body, if you think your thoughts and all the mind, then there's a problem. But if you can see that your body is inert and your mind also changes all the time, right? So it's basically these two are your properties. There are so many ways to show them, but just understand that these two are your tools, your properties, so you can manage them better. Then you have the being. To be is a big deal. Once you are in that, thought will be under control, ego will be your slave, and you will have much easier time with the relaxing the mind. You know, Emotionally also, you can always see that we are all in one energy, and until you think somebody else is separate and somebody else, then you have problems with them. But once you see we are all in one energy, and we remember that's great, you treat the other person like you want to be treated, and suppose they say something, who is that getting hurt? Ask that question. That can be a way to emotionally relax. Okay. I mean, there's a lot in that, but the people in my wellness club, I can talk to them at length on these topics, because it is done individually. Sometimes it can trigger in people's emotional turmoil. So we don't want to do it. We want to be very careful. We want to prepare the atmosphere, and then we go through them. Some of them are pretty deep rooted, like somebody is very fearful of something that may be deep rooted in their mind, and then without their knowledge they come up, right? So you need to understand how an anatomy of thought looks like. Anatomy of thought, how the thought generates, how the thought progresses, how the thought gets into deep into your subconscious. All those things you have to understand. Then you will not be really bothered by the deep emotions, the deep thoughts, negative way. If positive way is there, then also you have to take it easy. Then otherwise, for the past, the negative is right there. So you want to understand the whole structure, and then you will be able to do that. There is a way to uproot the whole of fear, not just one particular fear. Like that, there's a whole lot of selfishness. How to uproot that? You just have to get it out of your mind. Basically, that's as simple as that. Then you'll be calm, and it will not be vicissitude. That's what we call it. That means very intense motion from one to other emotions will not be there. If they are there, they could be some organic causes. There could be personality disorders and all that. For that, psychiatrists and psychologists will do something. But I prefer the ancient ways of looking at the consciousness and treating the mind. So I never really found modern psychiatry, even the positive psychology is evolving, which is a little bit better. But generally, there is a very high level of mental illness that's growing, and that's because we stepped away from the nature, and we never understood human beings as they are. Instead of labeling them certain thing, You can be sad about something. Doesn't mean you just are sad. You are depressed, maybe temporarily, and then it will go away. So you got to, for everything you make it a big deal, and then we don't allow people to grow into the maturity of experiencing emotions. That's a different topic anyway. Anybody has any special questions or want to know about it, please feel to call me, reach me any of the DMs. And also, I will take this opportunity to announce I'm doing a Saturday live event on Zoom, which is named as Retreat from Your Habits. See, people don't take time to really look at what kind of habits I am. Do they come up on their own? How can I change them? Unless you are aware of them and then you see the where they have come, how they're going to evolve, you cannot change them. Also, you don't have intention of changing them, you don't change them. So I'm going to present a retreat from habits on Saturday from 8 a.m. Central to 3 p.m. Central. There will be webinars, there will be three or four showings of my talks, and then also question and answers. And if somebody wants to really understand certain habit of them, or in general, or their own particular one, they can do that. If they want a personal work, they can always reach me. Anyway, I had this kind of retreat last week with some friends and family of mine, and we had a chance to review what kind of eating habits, what kind of sleeping habits, what kind of mental habits we have. All those things were reviewed, and without really blaming anybody, we presented how they can move from, for example, you're eating all the time fast food and also outside, and but you are not doing, how what are the ways that we can change that, what is the problem if you do that. If you eat one fast food meal in a week, it will take another week for you to come back to your routines normally. So it's better to eat outside, cook it for not outside, eat in the house, that is food prepared by your mom or somebody or you yourself. you know that's much better than eating all this out. One thing COVID did at the time was it drove a lot of people to their own kitchens, so they can make the food and eat it there. I'm always like that, so I know the uh, uh, richness, the taste, and everything. So even if I go to hospital, a lunch is packed for me, and I go there. I may sit with my colleagues with also, but I eat my own food. Um, uh, I may attend some parties and I may eat something there, but usually I prefer to eat at home. That's a good habit too. That kind of things we are going to review and then see whether we can make any change, even small change that is going to be useful for them. Some people are not aware of content of the food, then we look at that too. And also some people don't have a good sleep ambience, the room to really, they watch the TV and then fall off asleep, majority of them. So that kind of things. But we'll go to much deeper too. Suppose somebody has intense anger and rage, why he's negating, he doesn't know, he doesn't want to be there, and then we will be evaluating that too, that kind of thing. I'm making an effort to see whether I can be of service to somebody, that they can change that. They can always reach me on consultation, which people do. Or they can join my club, or they can put a request to have a meeting with me, which happens to. So all that is there. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. So anybody else wants to come up and ask a question or continue the conversation, that's fine. Otherwise, I'll be closing in a few minutes. Okay. Just remember, next morning, tomorrow, 6 a.m., I'm going to do a yoga session right here, like this, sitting down. And 7 will going to end. From 7 to 7:30, we'll be doing the meditation initial session. And then that will be continued at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. You know, and then probably we'll see how much time it will take. We'll go from there. If somebody wants to come up, let's see who that is. Hi, Ram.
Hello, Dr. Rao.
How
I
are
haven't
you?
spoken to you for
Yeah,
a
yeah,
while.
Yeah, I was busy, and also I was focusing on the Wisdom app, lot of things. So, how are you, Ram?
We are moving. We are
Ah,
going to move by the end of the month
aha,
from Philadelphia
ah.
to Florida.
Florida. Oh, good. From the cold to the warm weather. Nice.
Yeah, after 40 plus years
40.
of living
Oh, my
in
God.
the cold climate,
Ah,
I'm going back to the humid tropical tropical
yeah,
weather.
yeah. But you can be
And
pretty hot, though. I
are
was
you
there.
in Chicago?
Yeah, I'm in Iowa, but I'm very fond of Chicago, and that's why we go there. Last week also we were in Chicago, doing a picnic by the lake with my friends. You know, that Ashish Vidyarthi, artist, the actor.
Not sure.
Okay, he's an Indian actor. He acted in 13 languages. He came to visit me, so we took him to show him the Chicago and also the lakeside picnic we did. We had a grand time. So weather was very good that day. 80, I think.
Mm.
Something like that.
And you were always in Chicago, right?
No, I lived in Chicago for 8 years. Then I moved to New York for 5 years and came back to Iowa and stayed here. But I go to Chicago quite often. So
So currently, are you in Iowa?
Iowa, yeah.
Huh, I see.
I mean, this is pretty cold too here. So this is the series I was doing for last 2 3 days. This is on how spirituality is simple and positive and calm, and how can make it our habits simple, positive, and calm. You know. So we were talking one topic at a time for 3 days now.
And you said you have a wisdom app?
No, yeah, I'm participating in Wisdom regularly because I like the format because we can stand there and talk with one person, and then they can be recorded our talks, and then we can use it for podcast and all that. So I really like that app, and I like the people there. So they're very nice people out there. It's a app that was there for since last. Maybe October, last year, October, I think they started. They invited me, so I went and joined, and then liked it, and then giving a lot of time to that app. Whenever I have time, I go there. So you should, Ram. I think you will like it very much. And the Wisdom app.
This reminds me of an app called Abridge. Abridge, Abridge, Abridge.
I don't know. I never heard of that.
Um, it also lets you record, but not the conversation that you want to have
Yeah.
to
See,
have a
this
wisdom
is
discussion.
how it
But
works
this
is.
one is for the patient doctor
uh,
interaction.
Okay, okay, that's different. When this one is more like you are a member of that wisdom community, you can
Uh-huh.
open a room on your own, or you can visit me or somebody else when they're talking. And once you want to come up, like this, Louis came up earlier. Usually, you can determine the time period: 5, 10, 15, 30 minutes, 1 hour, like that. And then they can go down and come back again too. But when you're talking, you're only talking to one person, like me and we are talking here. But sometimes other people can come up in Clubhouse too, right? But in Wisdom app, only one person, other person is there. One-on-one discussions, right? And that they are very um, good for me because I can speak for a while, and if I want to. If I don't want to, I can stay in the audience and just listen too. Either way.
Interesting.
Yeah,
So
very.
you plan to continue working in Chicago for a while?
No, not Chicago, in Iowa.
I mean, Iowa.
Yeah, everything is here in Iowa now. I go to Chicago quite often. So
How far are you from Chicago?
I think I'm from 1.5 hour, probably.
That's it, from Iowa?
Yeah, that's it. Because We go to Naperville and that kind of suburbs, and we go there and then we do Indian shopping and temple and all sorts of things. Oh, like me, I'm in Pennsylvania, but I get to New Jersey, yeah, within 1 hour to 90 minutes. Yeah, that's good. See, Deepan. Is that Deepan? Hi, Deepan.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
Fine, sir.
Okay.
So I want to ask you a question.
Yeah, please.
Actually, spirituality is a vast field.
Yeah.
How you are saying that spirituality is simple?
Yeah. When you go travel with so many practices and all that, is basically just being as the being, and that is the simplicity of spirituality. It's not about studying and learning things and all that. It is about how you be yourself, how your being is. Everything else is like a body and mind and all that are tools, but our spiritual light is the one which owns them. So get to that is simple and positive and calm.
Okay, sir.
The simple you make it, the better it is for us, right, Deepan?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we think we are all in one energy. That is a very simple truth, simple fact. And then if you really have that feeling all day, then you and me and Ram, we are not different. We are all in one energy, right?
So I want to ask you one more question.
Yeah.
So some people are clairvoyant, clairaudience like that.
Yeah.
So they have attained that state because of spirituality is being simple, or they are doing some complex things and attaining the power.
Yeah, those kind of things I stay away from because they are all distractions to be who you are. See, if you get caught up in those things, then you are allowing the mind to have all sorts of things on you. It plays tricks on you too. So, J. Krishnamurti, other people who are big time spiritual leaders, they always said, stay away from that kind of. They call them siddhas. That means powers that can happen with the deep practice of anything spiritual, any nature, not just yoga. But they want very clearly stay away from them.
So I want to share some thoughts with you.
Yeah, only relevant to this talk. We're already beyond the 30
Yes,
minutes.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Only relevant to this.
Actually, if God gives me ice cream, let us keep.
Yeah.
Uh, for example, ice cream is life, let us keep.
Yeah.
And I am smiling with that ice cream. That's all.
Yeah.
That is my gratitude I'm telling.
Yeah.
And many people, they are giving golden chains, golden bracelets,
Yeah.
to God and everything. And I'm simply saying my gratitude by smiling.
Yeah.
You have given me this life and I'm smiling because of that.
That's good. Well,
And
you know what?
many people are going behind materialistic taste and asking for one more ice cream.
Yeah.
And they need more money, like that. They're going on asking.
Yeah.
So, am I right or they are right?
Well, the whole thing belongs only to the God, and everything is only God. God is the only thing that is there. You take His stuff and give it back to Him. That's like what it is. But if you are grateful for whatever is given to you, that's a very excellent quality, Deepan. You should be grateful for whatever that is.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, Deepan, we will be ending the talk here, and I'll see you again in the morning tomorrow, 6 o'clock, with a yoga session. And then 7 o'clock, we'll be doing this meditation. And again, in the evening, 8 o'clock, I'll be doing a deep session on the yoga, on the meditation itself. Okay. So,
Thank you, sir.
yeah. we will close this for now. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Bye. Bye, everybody. So that is the so everybody on the Instagram. I'll be closing the session. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye, everybody on the LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.